A couple of weeks ago, the Russians invaded Ukraine, and honestly, things have not been the same ever since. Russia is obviously the bigger and more equipped country, so civilians have had to join the Ukrainian military to help boost the country's defense. And of those civilians who have joined the military, some are sports stars and athletes. In this video, we'll be looking at 14 Ukrainian sports personalities who have joined in the fight against Russia. Number 1. Vitaly Klitschko. Vitaly, along with his brother Vladimir, is one of the most famous athletes Ukraine has ever produced. He was a professional heavyweight boxer and kickboxer until he retired in 2013 to focus on politics. Back in 2013, Vitaly made a statement which showed his dedication to the Ukrainian people. He said, "My focus is on politics in Ukraine, and I feel the people there need me." And fast forward to 2022, the Ukrainian people now really do need him, and he hasn't failed to show up. In February, after Russia invaded Ukraine, Vitaly, who is now the mayor of Kiev, vowed to take up arms to defend Kiev. And you know who pledged to also take up arms to protect the country's capital along with Vitaly? His brother Vladimir. Number 2. Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir is not much of a politics guy like his older brother Vitaly. He's been a professional boxer pretty much all his life up until 2017 when he hung his gloves. During his professional career, he showed his patriotism for Ukraine by representing them at the Olympics and even winning gold at the 1996 Games. And now, 26 years later, he has shown his patriotism to the country again by fighting for his country years after his retirement. Just that this time, he isn't fighting with gloves, but with arms.
We must stay united against this aggression.
In February, the former professional boxer joined the Kiev Territorial Defense Brigade, just as he and his brother made a pledge to defend and protect the country's capital. Now, from a one-time Olympic gold winner to a two-time Olympic gold winner. Number 3. Vasyl Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a professional boxer, but unlike the Klitschko brothers, he's still active. His last fight was a win against Richard Comey in December 2021. And just 2 months after that victory, he promised to drop his gloves momentarily and pick up arms instead to protect his country. Vasily, who has won Olympic gold medals twice, was actually in Greece when the Russians invaded Ukraine, but he quickly returned to his home country and joined Bilorod Dovnesky's Terror Defense Battalion. The 34-year-old might have a fight in the ring already scheduled for June, but right now, the only fight on his mind is the fight for his country against the Russians. Number 4. Alexander Usyk. Usyk, who upset heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua in September 2021 to become the heavyweight champion himself, has also joined Ukraine in the fight against Russia. The 35-year-old, who is regarded as one of the greatest boxers in Ukraine's history, was also not in the country when Russia invaded. But like Lomachenko, he quickly made his way back by first flying to Poland before driving 500 miles to Ukraine to join the country's defense battalion. Usyk, who has never lost a match in his professional boxing career, made a bold statement after pledging to fight for his country. He said, "If they want to take my life or the lives of my close ones, I will have to do it. But I don't want that. I don't want to shoot. I don't want to kill anybody. But if they'll be killing me, I have no choice." Those are the words of a man who's ready to lay down his life for his country, and it is just as emotional as it is inspirational. Number 5. Dmytro Mazurchuk. Mazurchuk, who is a skier, joined the Ukrainian army just days after representing his country at the Winter Olympics. But Mazurchuk is not the only athlete who participated in this year's Winter Olympics to have joined the Ukrainian army. Podruchny also did. Number 6. Dmytro Podruchny. The 30-year-old biathlete who has represented Ukraine at 3 different Winter Olympic Games also returned to fight for his country in March. On the 1st of March, Podruchny went on Instagram to announce that he had joined the National Guard of Ukraine back in his hometown of Ternopil. Number 7. Sergei Stakhovsky. Stakhovsky is a former professional tennis player who famously defeated Roger Federer in the 2013 Wimbledon Championships and stopped the tennis legend from reaching 37 straight Grand Slam quarterfinals. Sergei played tennis professionally for 19 years and only just retired this year. And just after his retirement, the Russians invaded his home country, and he just could not stand and watch. Stakhovsky, like most of the guys on our list today, was not in the country when Russia invaded. He was with his wife and 3 kids in his home in Hungary. But immediately he heard of the invasion, he made a big decision to leave his family behind and go and fight for his country. He spoke about the dilemma that decision put him in an interview with CNN, saying he would have felt guilty if he didn't join in the fight in Ukraine. But at the same time, as he has now joined the fight, he is still feeling some guilt that he left his wife and kids back home. Number 8. Stanislav Haruna. Haruna is a karate athlete who won bronze representing Ukraine in the 2020 Summer Olympic Games. The fighter joined the fight against Russia just days before his birthday, and as he turned 33 as a member of the Ukrainian army, he urged everyone who had a birthday gift for him to instead donate money to the Ukrainian army. He also encouraged his fans and followers on Instagram to support Ukraine by lending their voices on social media like Premier League footballers are currently doing. Number 9. Yaroslav Amosov. Amosov is a Ukrainian MMA fighter and is the current Bellator welterweight champion. Immediately after the Russian invasion, Amosov, who was already scheduled to defend his title in May, got his family to a safe area but remained in Ukraine to help fight the invaders, promising to do his best to defend his home country. Number 10. Syatek Artemenko. Artemenko is a Canadian football player with Ukrainian origins, and he has since joined in the fight to defend his motherland. Immediately after the Russian invasion, the goalkeeper, who turned just 22 in February, quickly left Winnipeg, Canada, where he lives, and joined the fight back in his native Ukraine, in spite of the fact that he publicly admitted that he is scared of losing his life. But in the same breath, he said the feeling of pride and taking responsibility surpassed any sense of fear he had. Number 11. Yuri Vernadub. Yuri is a Ukrainian former professional footballer and head coach of Moldovan club Sheriff Tiraspol. He famously pulled off a very famous victory against Real Madrid before moving on to compete in the Europa League. But in February, after the Russians invaded Ukraine, Vernadub left his job in Moldova, returned to his home country, and joined the armed forces in defending Ukraine from Russia. Number 12. Vitaly Saplio. Saplio joined the defense of Kiev back in February and was serving as a tank commander until he lost his life defending his country on the 25th of February. Vitaly was a 21-year-old goalkeeper who is still playing amateur football with the youth team of the 3rd Division Ukrainian club, Karpaty Lviv, before he joined the Ukrainian army. Number 13. Dmitry Martynenko. Martynenko is another Ukrainian footballer who joined in the fight against Russia, but unfortunately, he lost his life while defending his country. Number 14. Yevhen Malyshev. Malyshev was born in Ukraine and represented the country in biathlon. He joined the Ukrainian army in February after the Russian invasion, but sadly, he lost his life on the 1st of March, just 9 days to his 20th birthday. It is extremely sad to see how civilians in Ukraine are having to abandon their families, friends, and everything to defend their country against the Russians. It's even sadder to see the number of people who are losing their lives to this conflict every day. These men we've mentioned in this video are extremely brave, ready to sacrifice their lives for their country like that. Are there any more Ukrainian athletes we missed out on in the video? Which athletes of your home countries can you see joining the army if there was an invasion? Let us know down in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel.